Now, if you follow my channel, you know I've been fortunate enough to test out some really good foldable devices, including foldable PCs, a very new category, so to speak, in the world of computing. In fact, last year I reviewed one of the best, which is the HP Spectre Fold, a 3-in-1 as they call it, foldable PC that was pretty amazing, simply stunning in terms of the engineering and the overall execution. The big problem was its $5,000 price tag made it cost prohibitive for a lot of people. But I know there are a lot of business users out there that were highly anticipating the foldable PC we're going to look at today. It's the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Fold 16 Gen 1, and I finally got it into the studio very recently, and I did a live unboxing, and for those that didn't see it, I'll leave a link to the replay in the description below. And what we have here is another excellent execution of a foldable PC. It has pen support, and folded up in clamshell mode, you have a 12-inch, very portable laptop. Now, it has a detachable keyboard accessory that has a really great Sensile haptic touchpad. That's worked out really well, and has, of course, a ThinkPad keyboard, giving it a leg up on a lot of the competition. Let's see if this is the ultimate foldable PC here for 2024. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is the ThinkPad X1 Fold 16-inch coming up.
Now, before we get to the unit itself, I just want to let everyone know, in the interest of transparency and full disclosure, I'm not being paid by Lenovo. I'm not being sponsored by Lenovo. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own. Lenovo is not getting copy approval. That means they're seeing this video for the first time, just like you. Now, this unit is on loan from Lenovo, and once this review is done, I'll be sending it back. Now, pricing for the ThinkPad X1 Fold comes in at $24.99, and of course, for those that are interested, I will leave a link in the description below for more information and where you can buy one. Now, $24.99 starting price is a lot more palatable than that $4,999 price tag, or $5,000 for that HP Spectre Fold. Again, this comes in half the price, but you're not getting half the quality or the performance. You're getting some really good stuff here. Let's get into it right now. And with the specs and pricing out of the way, let's find out what you get inside the box. So here we have the ThinkPad X1. We're going to get to that in a moment. Let's first find out what kind of power charger we get. In fact, this is going to be, might be the smallest 65-watt charging adapter I've seen yet. USB Type-C, that's pretty compact, nice travel friendly, which is what we like to see here. And then, of course, you get your power cord here. And then, of course, you get a USB-C to USB-C cable. I'm assuming that's to charge the keyboard accessory. All right, so we get some documentation here, and of course, this is going to be pretty handy, allowing you to see the different modes and how to use this. And then you get some warranty information. You also get the, again, different diagrams and safety information, yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, we get the unit itself. So let's look at this first, because this is going to be vital. And of course, we're going to talk about this accessory, but this does have the Sensile haptic touchpad into a accessory here. This is the first time I've seen that. You also get your pen here, and this, of course, is going to allow you to take notes onto that foldable display and so forth. So pretty interesting as well. All right, so here she is. Now, this has got a nice fabric, ballistic type of material on the back there. In fact, you can see it here, right there. It is a beautiful design. I can tell you, I saw a prototype a few times, a few iterations of it, but never the full release version here. Intel Evo branding right there. And of course, this will fold into this position, of course, but it unfolds into over 16-inch plus display. Pretty flat, actually. You know, sometimes you get these foldables and it shows very, it's sort of like bent a little bit. This actually folds all the way flat, or almost all the way flat. The crease is not much of an issue here. I don't know if you can see it here. You can sort of see it and sort of feel it there, but it's not bad. You're looking at 1.289 kilograms, okay? Be 2 pounds, 13.5 ounces. Now with the keyboard accessory, 1.616 kilograms, or that would be 3 pounds, 9 ounces. With the included pen, 1.628 kilograms, 3 pounds, 9.4 ounces. And then with the everything, total travel weight with the stand keyboard pen, you're looking at 4 pounds, 3.8 ounces. And that would be 1.921 kilograms. Now, let's get a total travel weight with the power charger, which is pretty compact. So with the power cord, power charger, it's 2.19 kilograms to be exact, and that would be 4 pounds, 13.2 ounces. So that's the total travel weight all in. Now on the top of the unit, you get your power button, and you also get a USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 port that is full function. You also get your volume rocker up and down depending on the orientation. That will be on the bottom most of the time. And then on the other side, you get a second USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 port. And then finally, you get another USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2 port to round out the ports on this unit. And for those wondering, the pen sticks magnetically to the top where the power button is. Now, of course, this being a foldable PC means you have different modes you could put this into, whether it be landscape, whether it be portrait. When it's unfolded, it's a 16.3-inch tablet. That's really incredible. And when you put it in the clamshell mode, then you have a 12-inch mini sub-notebook to take with you on the go. So there's plenty of versatility to go here with this design. Now, to use the stand properly, make sure the red piping is showing, and then place the tablet on the red part of that, as you see here, and then take your keyboard and attach it magnetically, and you're ready to go. Now, one thing to note, the keyboard can be used either attached or detached since it is connected via Bluetooth. I like that. Now, you could also use it vertically, and I also like to bend it forward a little bit to give you a good viewing angle. And when you're done with your work and to put it into the carry mode, what you're going to do is to make sure the keyboard is connected, as you see here, close the lid on that, and then place your tablet in the closed position on top of it. It connects magnetically to create a nice tidy package to take with you on the go. And without a doubt, the star of the show has to be the display. Unfolded 16.3-inch 4:3 aspect ratio OLED display, 2560 by 2024. And again, a folding OLED display. There's a lot of technology that went into that. And you're looking at really good metrics here. As with any OLED display, you get the really deep blacks, the super vibrant colors, the really high contrast. It's all here. Excellent coverage of the color gamut. So if you're going to do Photoshop, Lightroom, video editing, color grading on this, you definitely will be able to use this. It is definitely excellent in that regard. And it also has PWM or screen flickering for those that are sensitive to that. As with most OLED displays, you're going to detect it. Now, this time I detected it around 60% or less screen brightness, so just keep that in mind. Now you're looking at around 400 nits of brightness in standard dynamic range, 500 nits in HDR, and you can see here it is readable in outdoor use. I'm here in Las Vegas. It gets very bright, gets very sunny here, and as you can see, very readable display, even in direct sunlight. Now, one thing to keep in mind, it is a glossy display, so you will notice some glare and reflections depending on your lighting conditions, but overall, a readable display in outdoors. Nice. And having a large foldable display allows you to multitask, have different windows open, doing different tasks. So that's going to be great for those that need to have one screen open to check, say, X, or formerly known as Twitter, and then watch some YouTube videos or check the stock market while checking out some other work you're doing, maybe emails. So there's a lot of versatility, multitasking involved here. And since this is a multi-touch display, you can use your fingers to navigate, you could do pinch to zoom, and of course the included pen is great for taking notes, sketching out artwork, diagrams, and the like, and it has worked out really well. I like the pressure sensitivity. It feels like pen to paper. There's very little latency on it, and it's worked out really great. Now, when you're using this in tablet mode without the stand or the keyboard, it can get a little bit heavy. It is pretty big in terms of the size, 16.3 inches unfolded. So just keep that in mind. You might want to use it on a table or a desk. So this is the camera on the ThinkPad X1 Fold 16-inch here.
Gen 1 on this one, of course. And this is a 5 megapixel camera. It's an IR camera. That means you can log in with face recognition with Windows Hello. I'm actually shooting this in 1440p video. What do you think about the video quality? And also, what do you think about the audio quality of the array mics? Let me know. As far as a shutter switch, I don't see one on here, but I could be mistaken here. Maybe there's a key here. I don't see anything that's regarding a shutter switch, so we'll look into that. But as far as this for your video calls, as far as your Zoom calls, let me know what you think about it. Now, as far as the studio effects, you do get the auto framing, you get the background blur, the eye contact. We've seen it before. We've seen it in the AI effects of some of the new Meteor Lake laptops. You also have it here as well. So we'll look more into that at a later time. But as far as this camera, let me know what you think about it.
Now, when it comes to performance, this is running the Intel Core i5-1230U, a 12th gen processor from Intel with integrated Iris Xe graphics. It's not going to be a powerhouse with the latest and greatest processor, but it will certainly get the job done with both single and multi-core performance here being pretty good. Certainly for what you need to do with this, doing Microsoft Office, email, web browsing, this certainly would be more than adequate for those tasks. And of course, consuming media, watching Netflix, Amazon, and YouTube will be fine. So just keep your expectations within check here. Don't expect to play AAA titles on their highest settings. Now, when it comes to Cinebench R23, as you can see, the single core performance here, 1442, is in line with other foldable PCs in this category. And when we look at the multi-core performance here, a score of 7,367 actually outperformed both the ZenBook 17 Fold and the HP Spectre Fold that we also took a look at last year. And I think it goes without saying, this is not a gaming laptop or a gaming device by any stretch of the imagination, but it does have the integrated Iris Xe graphics, and it's not going to blow you away. But if you lower some of the settings, you can get some playable frame rates. On some of the more popular titles, older titles will certainly run better than the newer titles, and I think you pretty much know that, but I just wanted to point that out. And good news when it comes to thermal throttling. When I ran the TimeSpy stress test, it got a passing score of 99.7%, meaning it detected very little, if any, thermal throttling. A score of 97% is considered passing here, so good job in that regard. Now, as far as the cooling on this, it's using passive cooling. There are no fans in this, so it's dead silent. You don't have to contend with any fan noise, and that's a big positive as far as I'm concerned. And when it comes to the surface temperatures, I never saw it get overly hot in terms of the surfaces getting too hot to the touch or anything like that. They did a good job with their cooling solution here. And let's talk about battery life here, and I would characterize it as being good, not great. When you compare it to, say, something like the HP Spectre Fold, which has a much larger 94.3 watt-hour battery, it did 8 hours and 7 minutes versus the HP Spectre Fold, which got 10 hours and 29 minutes on the PC Mark 10 Modern Office test. Now, when I did the video playback test, we're looking at 10 hours and 2 minutes versus 13 hours and 28 minutes. The overall takeaway is the ThinkPad X1 Fold 16 has decent, or I would say good battery life. Again, not great battery life, but considering this has that folding OLED display, not too shabby. Now, if you follow my channel, you know I'm a huge fan of the ThinkPad keyboards as far as productivity work in Microsoft Office, email, web browsing. I like to have a great keyboard, especially to get work done, long documents, emails, and the like. So ThinkPads have always been at the forefront when it comes to keyboards. Now, this keyboard accessory is no exception. It has all the look and feel of a ThinkPad keyboard, just in a detachable form. It's an inherent part of the ThinkPad DNA. The TrackPoint is there. That's worked well. It also has a Sensile haptic touchpad here, and as you know, on the Z series that I looked at, as well as others on this channel, Sensile makes some of the best haptics when it comes to force pads, touch pads. They've done a really good job here, especially in a keyboard accessory. I can imagine it was probably not an easy task, but they actually managed to pull it off. Very fluid, very smooth scrolling on this with 2 fingers. All the gestures work as you'd expect. Everything seems very seamless on this and works as expected. So I'm really happy with the results here. This keyboard accessory is certainly usable in productivity tasks. And just like we saw in the Z series, when you double tap the TrackPoint, it brings up the menu, allowing you to change the brightness, the contrast of your webcam. It also allows you to do voice typing and change other settings right there at your fingertips. Very nice and convenient, and it's very, very seamless as well. Now, the audio is very interesting on this. There are 3 2-watt speakers on this. 2 of the 3 speakers are enabled in each posture, and it also has Dolby Atmos. That's going to help with the spatial audio. Now, I did an audio comparison with the Yoga Book 9i from last year, the dual screen laptop that was one of my favorites from 2023. For those that didn't see that review, I will leave a link in the description below. But as far as the sound, it's not going to be quite as good as the Yoga Book 9i. Remember, that has that sound bar that rotates between the postures and so forth, so that's going to really help. It is a little bit more richer, fuller sound with more bass. This wasn't bad. It got pretty loud, could use a little bit more bass, but the overall sound was pretty good. But I want you to be the judge. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, let's give them a listen. Okay, let's bring it all home. What do I think about the ThinkPad X1 Fold 16-inch here for 2024? I gotta say, I love the fact that it unfolds into a 16.3-inch OLED display. Makes it very usable, a lot of screen real estate, great for multitasking. The keyboard's great, comes with the pen, stand included, although there is a little bit of a learning curve setting all that up. But once everything is paired and set up, it really worked very well. I like the fanless design, the optional wireless WAN, and of course, the crease is not noticeable. So a very good execution here in terms of design and functionality. What's not so great, middle of the road performance with that 12th gen Alder Lake CPU, a bit of a learning curve in the setup with the stand. The pen and keyboard need to be paired before the first time of use. That would have been good if it was right out of the box paired and ready to go. Not the case. It gets a bit expensive, of course, but not quite as expensive as the HP Spectre Fold, which came in at $5,000. This has a starting price of half that at $2,500. But there are no deal breakers here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in the market for a foldable PC geared toward the business user with the optional mobile broadband, this is your ticket.
So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. And don't forget to follow me on my website, amdtechreviews.com. And I have big changes coming up in that department very soon. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I'll see you in the next video.